You pray, you fast, and you beg God for a miraculous sign to show you what to do next. But despite years of searching, you still feel completely stuck, waiting for a booming voice from heaven to dictate your every move. We have to consider a challenging possibility. What if the problem isn't that God is withholding your life's path? What if the spiritual language you're using is actually masking a simple delay in taking action? Many people live in a state of constant frustration because they treat purpose like a magical map that is supposed to drop out of the sky. In reality, God is often waiting for you to pick up the tools that are already sitting in your hands. The biblical model of the kingdom doesn't reward passive observation. It requires active faith and immediate obedience within the circumstances you are in right now. Believing you must wait for a flawless, undeniable prophetic word before taking a single step is a religious trap that leads to paralysis. Stepping into your calling requires a complete reevaluation of how you view effort and timing. This begins with the realization that waiting for perfect conditions is a guaranteed way to ensure nothing ever happens. This ancient parchment contains the wisdom of Ecclesiastes. Written against the harsh realities of ancient agriculture, it lays out a severe truth. Whoever watches the wind will not plant, and whoever looks at the clouds will not reap. If you are waiting for the ideal moment to start a business, apply for a specific role, or serve your community, that moment is likely already behind you. You will never feel completely ready, and the timing will never feel flawless. God provides a seed, not a fully grown harvest. Having faith means putting that seed in the dirt, even when weather conditions suggest staying inside. Looking at this vintage photograph of an ancient Israeli valley, we ground ourselves in the historical reality of faithfulness in a seemingly insignificant environment. Consider the reality of Ruth. As a destitute widow and a foreigner in this exact landscape, she had no leverage, no wealth, and no obvious path forward. She didn't sit in her house praying for a rescue. She went out and performed the most grueling, humble labor, gathering leftover grain from the dirt, working with willing hands from morning until evening. This diligence caught the attention of a landowner named Boaz. Their union anchored this destitute foreigner in the history of Israel. She became the great-grandmother of King David and a direct ancestor of the Messiah. This outcome wasn't the result of praying for an escape route. Her role in history was hidden inside her willingness to work faithfully in the mundane reality where she was already placed. Beyond working where you are, there is a mandate to actively sharpen the skills you possess, instead of praying for a sudden promotion you aren't prepared for. In this weathered text, a finger points to Proverbs 6. The author commands the reader to consider the ant's self-directed preparation. The ant requires no commander or prophetic voice to gather food. It simply sees what needs to be done. God gives you the ability to produce wealth and fulfill a calling, but He does not do the planting for you. If your axe is dull, you have to use far more brute strength to get the job done. You must take the time to learn your craft and sharpen your tools. James 2:26 reminds us that faith without works is dead. Intense study and disciplined preparation are not the opposites of faith. They are the only tangible evidence that your faith is actually alive. Settling for a life of passive waiting will quietly erode the specific work God prepared for you to do. Those who spend their years waiting for the perfect wind and the perfect clouds will reach the end of their lives having harvested nothing. Do not ignore your small beginnings. Today is the day to pick up the tools in your hands. Stop waiting for a sign you've already been given and take faithful action. You can end the cycle of delay right now. Make a specific declaration in the comments. Lord, I will stop waiting and start moving today. Your progress begins the exact moment your waiting ends.